mid-range shot, rebounded by Watson himself, and Richardson tries to poke the ball away, but out of bounds.
And good hustle right there by Jason Richardson, not quitting on the play, hustling even when he shouldn't be hustling, and getting that tip ball out of bounds for his team.
The big man Richardson passes Stevenson to Kennedy. Back to Kennedy. Stevenson running up the middle and going in for a layup, and it is no good.
And most likely that basket would have counted if Ronnie Reedus didn't interfere with it. It looked like it was trying to bounce back in, and it would have been an and one call with only one free throw to shoot. But since Ronnie Reedus interfered, he's going to be shooting 2 free throws now.
Stevenson graduated from Roosevelt High School, transferred from Southwestern College, averaged 6 points and 3 rebounds per game in high school. As he makes his first shot, gets his first point, and puts Fullerton up 1-0. And second free throw is no good, rebounded by Watson. So Thompson brings it up, being defended by Kennedy. Passes it to Sanders, gets passed to Bonifacio, back to Thompson, and turnover as Stevenson has an interception of the pass. Richardson to Kennedy, down to Roderick McCobb, excuse me, and the shot is good as the big man Ronnie Reedus knocks it down.
And it looks like the offense is trying to feed Ronnie Reedus down low early on. I think the coach Perry Webster found a spot that he needs to maybe expose a little bit more on his offense, which is give Ronnie Reedus the ball and let him go to work. And you saw that right there. Got the ball down low, put his back to the basket, and shot a little hook shot. Was a little short, but he was fouled. And now shooting 2 free throws.
And coming into the game, C.J. Hyder. And the second free throw attempt is no good as well, as Davon Sander catches the rebound. And in the game for Jacinto as well is Daniel Payne, who passes it to Thompson, looking for an open man, drives in, and then pass to Sanders. Sidestep, mid-range shot, and it's good. And it puts the Eagles in the lead 2-1 with 18:37 left to go.
And that's David Sanders' game. He likes that elbow shot. I saw it last game. He does the same crossover every time and shoots that elbow shot.
Nice bounce pass from Richardson to Reedus. So Thompson bringing up the court, and Thompson goes for a layup, but it's not good as Reedus comes up with the rebound. Richardson's coming up court and looking for an open man, and it's Reedus who was open and in, and it is 5-2 in the favor of Fullerton with 18 minutes left to go.
And another dump down pass to Reedus. That's the second time he's got the ball down low in the post.
So Sanders looking for something here, and they're calling it a foul against McCobb.
Number 15.
So, but it's gonna be an inbound pass, and they're calling it a foul against Jason Richardson.
Jason Richardson just got a little happy right there, holding his defender. Just a tic-tac foul, but nonetheless, it's still a foul.
So it's gonna be Thompson looking for an open man. Pass to Sanders, and they're gonna say it's a violation. 5-second rule.
And that was a good switch with Jason Richardson right there on the outside. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to get to his man in time, and he called out the switch, and that's what caused the 5-second violation right there.
So Richardson coming up the court, and Fullerton looking to expand this lead. And Richardson drives in for a layup, but it is blocked as Sanders is coming up the court looking for a layup, and it is not good as DeAndre Snedeker gets a rebound and puts it back in to make it 5-4, still Fullerton's lead. So Richardson coming up looking for an open man. Kennedy passes it to Stevenson, being covered by Darren Evans and McCobb. Excuse me. And it is good by Stevenson.
And if you notice right there on defense, the coach Springer subbed in Snedeker. He's their physical man. Whenever there's a big guy down low who has a presence, he normally subbed him in. Last game he did that, and he stopped their big man, and he's trying to do right here on defense. He shut down that open pass in the post, which Fullerton had all at the beginning of the game.
Terrence Williams, off-balance shot, no good. Richardson coming up the court and looking for an open man, drives in and passes it to Reedus, but it is not good. And here comes Terrence Williams and looking for an open man. And Daniel Payne gets a pass, drives into the paint, and it is good to make it 8-6 Fullerton.
And that was a tough shot right there. Reedus all over that ball, but he somehow just flicked it over him and was able to get that nice little floating layup in.
Kennedy passes Stevenson, and the big man, Reedus, got the pass taken away from him, and for Jacinto, C.J. Hyder attempted a three, no good, as Stevenson is coming up the court and passes it to Kennedy, and Reedus passes it to an open McCobb, but no good, as Terrence Williams coming up the court, and from the free throw line, shot no good by Payne, and Richardson's coming up the court. Timeout by Fullerton.
And that last shot by Darnell Payne, he looked a little flat-footed right there. Looked like as if he was a little bit out of gas, and his shot just was too short, and it was all in his shot.
So
with this timeout by Fullerton, Springer is just letting this team have it on defense. He wants better defense out of his guards up top, not making it easy for it to get a pass down low, as the guards aren't really making it a difficult job for the guards to have an easy passing lane, and he wants it to be more difficult. The big men are doing good, not letting Reedus to get an open lane, but the guards need to maybe put their hands up a little bit more to make it a little bit difficult passing lane.
On the floor for Mount San Jacinto, Angel Sanchez, A.J. Walton, Terrence Williams, Donnell Payne, and for Fullerton out on the floor, Richardson has it with Kennedy on the side. Richardson elbow jumper is good.
And that was a nice jump shot by Jason Richardson. He loves that jump shot, and he's going to be taking those all day if Springer's team allows him to.
10-6 Fullerton. Backdoor cut by Sanchez. Walton working on the right block against Vaj Rice. Kick out for three to Sanchez, no good. So coming up the rebound to Reese. Kennedy on the left wing to Richardson. Richardson fakes. Back over to Kennedy. Rice turns, nice move in the lane, turn around, left-handed, no good. Good defense on the interior by Walton. Here's the break with Payne.
And this is the Eagles offense. They like to move fast. As soon as they get the rebound, they're going to push it up court, as it did right there. Too bad for the travel violation to stop it, though.
That's going to bring Darren Evans, and out goes Terrence Williams. For Fullerton again, reset with Stevenson, Kennedy, Meza now, Caesar, Vaj Rice, and Akil Reese. 14:22 to play in the first half. Fullerton up by 4. Meza traveled on the kick out.
I think Cesar Meza got a little too happy right there. He saw he had an open lane. He made up his mind to pass it first, and then thought, wait, I have open layup, and took one too many steps for that traveling violation.
So here comes the Eagles. Bringing up the ball is Darren Evans, being guarded by Kennedy. He drives in, and pass intended for Israel Farrington, but got knocked out of his hands. So Fullerton getting the ball back.
And that was good defense right there by the Fullerton Hornets. It was just a nice little tip pass, but I think that the Eagles' offense is getting a little too antsy right now. I think they need to slow things down, like I said earlier.
Here comes Meza, looking for an open man. He passes it to Akil Reese, who's in the game. And for the Eagles, bringing up the ball is Darren Evans, looking for an open man. As Donald Payne passes it to Hyder, and there is a foul against the Fullerton Hornets with 13:31 left to go. Hornets leading 10-6.
Yeah, Kill Reese just extending a little bit too much over the defender's back right there, getting called for another tic-tac foul, but it's still a foul.
So the Eagles looking to inbound the pass as coming into the game for them, Davon Sanders, and along with Jeremy Bonifacio.
And for Fullerton, Jason Richardson back in the ball game along with Desmond Rowan.
So the Eagles look at pass from Darren Evans to Jeremy Bonifacio, who does a spin around layup.
And that was a nice spin move by Bonifacio. I think he made up his mind as soon as he got the ball that he wanted to score or give him a chance to score, and he made up with that nice spin move of his.
Pass intended for Richardson, but they're calling it a foul against the Eagles.
And it's going to be a hold on Evans. Pulled him back just a little bit. Thought he forced the turnover as they're down, or Fullerton's up by 2.
So Reese to Richardson, back to Reese, looking for an open man. Richardson drives into the paint, and at the free throw line makes a shot to make it 12-8 Hornets.
And like I said earlier, that's Jason Richardson's shot. He likes to shoot it right up front of the three-point arc, right behind the free throw line. If he gets that shot all day, he's going to knock it down.
So the pass from Bonifacio to Azira Farrington, and here comes Fullerton back up the court with Meza, passes to Richardson. Richardson three-point shot attempt, and it is good to make it 12-8.
And see, guys, what those 2 jump shots in the lane did from 15 feet away gave him a rhythm. So he's hit 3 straight. That was a deep 3 to give him a 7-point lead.
So Bonifacio looking for an open man. Passes to a motion man who was Darren Evans, who attempts a layup, but no good. Richardson coming up the court, and pass is to Reese. And there's a foul charging against Fullerton.
I think Akil Reese got a little too happy right there and took a little bit too much of speed and advantage to the hole. If he would have slowed down just a step slower, he had an open Vaj Rice down low for an easy bucket.
So the Eagles getting a break here as Evans is bringing up the ball. And pass from Sanders to Evans. Down low. We're setting the lineup for Fullerton. Rowan is 15-8 with 11:54 left to go in this first half. It will be Eagles ball. And in the game for the Eagles, Evans along with Bonifacio, as Bonifacio misses a layup, along with Davon Sanders and Angel Sanchez. Meza looking for an open man. Kennedy back to Meza. Stevenson now back in the game as well. And Kennedy has the ball. Cesar Mesa passes it to Desmond Rowan, looking to get in. And the shot is good by Vaj Rice.
And Vaj Rice doesn't have too much range, but if he gets the ball with 10 to 12 feet away from the bucket, that's his bread and butter right there. He can go to work any day. So
the ball controlled by Farrington. Back to Evans with 11 left to go. The Hornets lead 7-8. And it is going to be Fullerton's ball. And
Fullerton's offense is transferring to their defense. Them scoring the ball at ease right now is allowing their defense to get quality stops and allowing for them to get turnovers from the Eagles and getting the ball back on offense.
And it looks like Mount San Jacinto goes to a 2-3 zone, bringing in Glenn Heffernan with Sanchez up top, along with Walton Bonifacio, who knocks it away, and Devon Sanders.
so that will be Fullerton's ball as it was knocked out of bounds.
And Fullerton with Kennedy on the inbound, Meza, Stevenson, Rice, and Rowan.
Kennedy passes Meza, now up to Stevenson. And the wing was Kennedy, but that shot's no good. It wouldn't count either way.
And that was an illegal screen on Rowan right there. He tried to get his man open, Vaj Rice, but he just pushed the other defender out of the way, and he didn't set his feet in time. And then the refs called an illegal screen right there.
So here comes the Eagles back up the court with Glenn Heffernan in the game now. Passes it to Angel Sanchez. And Davon Sanders looking to get in the middle. Elbow shot, no good. Sanders gets its own rebound. And it's Kennedy who falls for the ball as Mace is coming up.
Nice job by Fullerton D. Quick hands on the interior. Every time a person inside brings it down, Fullerton is there to try to swipe it away.
And Stevenson, fake layup, passes to Kennedy. And Stevenson back to Rowan. And Badge Rice has a good layup.
And Vaj Rice just outmuscled everyone there down low, got that ball, and went straight up for an easy bucket. And most importantly, it was on the left side. He's left-handed. He's going to make that every day.
So a three-point shot attempted by Angel Sanchez, no good, as the ball was put back in. Cesar Mesa coming up the court now. And Kennedy looking for open man, back to Mesa. Kennedy has the ball again. Bounce pass to Rice, shot no good, as the Eagles got the ball back with 9:18 left to go, as the score is 19-10 in the favor of Fullerton. And Davon Sanders, fadeaway shot, no good, as Fullerton gets the ball back.
Desmond Rowan, subtly good defense as he forced him to make a fall-away jump shot. It was back rimmed. Thomas, what you say?
Sanders' jump shot is
And a foul against Glenn Heffernan as coming into the game.
As Sanders' jump shot is nice, but it's nice when he has to get his feet set. When he's fading away, it becomes more difficult, and he doesn't make as many shots as he does fading away as he does when he's set.
Going into the game now, Travis Larmon. And as Mesa gets a inbound pass, as Kennedy on the corner. And it's rolling into the paint, layup, no good, as the rebound is by A.J. Walton. And attempting the three was C.J. Hyder, no good, as Fullerton is rushing up the court. Stevenson to Rowan, back to Stevenson. And they're saying it's a foul against Fullerton.
It's a 3-second violation on Ronnie Reedus, who camped out in the key a little bit too long.
And he was calling for the ball for quite a while. I think he was a little mad at Cesar Meza for not throwing it to him initially as soon as he passed half court, and he stayed there a little too long, and the refs called him for the 3 seconds.
Coming back into the game, DeAndre Snedeker for the Eagles.
Coach Perry Webster says, you know what, we didn't have the ball for 3 seconds, and you call a 3-second violation.
The ball, that is C.J. Hyder going into the paint and gets a layup to go. And it is now 19-12.
And he gets up with a little bit of limp right there after falling to the ground a little rough. But nonetheless, he's a hustle player right there. That was a hustle offensive bucket. And let's see more of that as the game progresses.
Kennedy looking to drive up in the paint. Mesa's open, shoots a three, and it is good.
And if you leave Cesar Meza open, he's going to hit those 3-point shots. That's Cesar Meza's game right there, along with a nice little floater that he likes to use a lot too.
Fullerton just shooting 33% so far in the season coming into this game. As Sanders surveying the court, looking for an open man. Passes to Travis Larmond. bounce pass to DeAndre Snedeker, whose shot is no good. And here comes Fullerton up the court with 7:20 left to go, 22-12 in the favor of Fullerton.
And Springer, I think, is trying to slow his offense down, but I don't think that's really their game. They're trying to feed it down low in the post, but they haven't got a quality shot off yet. And then that was the first one, but they were kind of off right there.
Kennedy was wide open down the court. Rebound by Reedus. And it is going to be a foul, a free throw attempt with that.
So Reedus did a nice job of getting the weak side rebound. That height advantage that the Hornets have is really putting them into good positions as they're up by 12. Reedus missed his first 2 free throws earlier in the ballgame. Now has a chance to complete a 3-point play. So Meza, McCobb, Reedus at the free throw line, Stevenson and Kennedy on the floor in white for the Hornets. And for Mount San Jacinto, the Eagles have Walton, Payne, Larmond, Osanaki, and Sanchez.
And the free throw by Reedus is not good, and it is rebounded by A.J. Watson. So here comes Travis Larmond.
Larmond with the ball. Fullerton man-to-man defense. Drives at the elbow and kicks to Sanchez. To Payne. Payne drives on McCobb. Rebound back to Payne. Thomas forced a tough jumper again.
Let's see, they're slowing down this offense right now, which I don't think is their game. Let's see if they can get a quality shot off, though, this time. And it looks like they don't as they turn over the ball again.
Yeah, Sanchez forced the entry pass to Larmond and just went off of his foot. So with 6:24 to play, Fullerton with a 12-point lead. As the Eagles look to employ 3-quarter court press, Kennedy breaks it easily and sets the offense. Right side to McCobb. Up top to Stevenson. Around the perimeter with Kennedy. Poked away and saved by McCobb. Meza has it. Dumps down, left block to Reedus. Double team. Turns, hook in the lane. Back rim, no. Osanaki with the rebound. 5:55 to play. Down by 12. Eagles have it with Sanchez. Osanaki, right block, brings it back out to Larmond. Around the perimeter. Now it's Payne working on McCobb at the free throw line. Hold by McCobb. And that's going to be his first personal with 5:42 to play in this first half. Fullerton up by 12. That's the 6th team foul. So it'll be baseline out of bounds.
And it looks like this Eagles offense is a little out of sync right now. You just saw Donnell Payne just yell at his team, telling him to move around, as he looks like he's just the only one moving right now. They look a little out of sync, so maybe they need to push the tempo a little bit more on offense.
So you've got Payne at the line. And some sort of talk between the officials between how many team fouls there are. So it's going to be either 6 or 7 team fouls. If it's 6, actually they're going to say it's on the shot. So Payne is going to go to the line for 2 shots, averaging 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist.
Darnell Payne last game was 1 for 2 at the free throw line, shooting 50%. So let's see if he can maybe improve that statistic and make these 2 free throws here for his team, as they are down by 12 points here, in desperate need of some points before halftime.
Richardson coming in for Meza. And Payne about to attempt his first free throw of the game.
I'm sorry, he was 4 for 6 last game, shooting 67%.
And the first free throw is good. So it's now 24-13 with 5:42 left in this first half.
Everybody thought it was a 1-and-1.
Everyone was jumping for the ball, but Payne from Mount Miguel High School from San Diego. Second free throw is no good. And it is knocked out of bounds by Osanaki. So Fullerton, here comes Richardson up the court, passes it to McCobb, and Stevenson getting the ball back now as Kennedy passes it to Reedus, as Richardson saves the ball from going back court. And Richardson looking to drive in. Can't. And it's Ritas, the big man, taking the ball away and dunking that ball.
And it looks like no one has the size or physicality to stop Ritas right now on offense, as this Eagles team is just running around trying to figure out how to stop him.
So, and Davon Sanders looks for a little float layup, but it's not good. And they're going to say it's a foul against Fullerton.
And it looks like they try to put the smaller man, Osanaki, on him to try to maybe get a little bit more leverage down low, because it looks like he's using his lower body to get deep into the paint. But it looks like Osanaki isn't really doing the job for him, as Coach Springer is talking to him right now, letting him know what he needs to be doing on defense.
Free throw from Sanders. It is good, and it's now 26-14 in the favor of Fullerton. And Fullerton is calling a timeout. So there is 5:02 left to go in this first half. Fullerton Hornets 26 and the Eagles 14. You are listening to you're watching the Fullerton Classic Tournament on SportsNetUSA.net. So Thomas, what do you think of this game so far?
I think from the beginning we said that we wanted the Fullerton tempo to stay the same. We want them to push the ball. We want them to keep scoring as the way they've been scoring all year. Last game wasn't a good showcase of that. And we said whatever team is going to stop the other team or slow them down, that's going to be the team that's going to have a blueprint of winning. And so far, Fullerton has been that team. They're forcing this Eagles offense to be distraught. They're forcing them to turn over the ball a lot this half. And it looks like this offense of the Eagles is just nowhere to be found right now.
And we have Sanders at the line. He's led the team in scoring each of the first 4 games for the Eagles.
Sanders making the second free throw. Here comes Richardson, moving his team up the court. And Stevenson was a man in motion cutting, as Stevenson now gets the ball. And McCall wide open at the three-point line, drives in, and it's a layup, and they're gonna say it's a foul against the Eagles.
Coach Springer thought Osanaki was outside the restricted area. He thought his feet were set for that charge, but the refs didn't say so. They said that he was inside the restricted area, and that's why he got called for the defensive blocking foul. If his feet were outside, it would have been a charge. But the ref's telling the coach right now he saw him as being inside the restricted area.
McCall coming into this game and has had 21 points, averaging 5 points per game, 4 assists so far in the season, so averaging 1 assist per game. McCall coming to the line. And for his first free throw, it is no good.
And McCobb is struggling as of late. His free throw percentage last game 2 for 4, 50%. On the season, his free throw percentage is 67%, 6 for 9. Where he's struggling the most right now is from the 3-point range. He's 3 for 12 on the season, shooting 25%, and he already missed one earlier today.
Second shot is good, 27-15 in the favor of Fullerton, as Sanders is bringing the ball up, passes it to Bonifacio, back to Sanders, as now down low having the ball is Bonifacio, out to the corner and back in for Osanaki with a good layup.
And Osanaki, being one of the smallest men on the court right now, is still getting the job done down low against the tallest guy in the court, Ronnie Reedus. Get the little up fake to get him in the air and get that nice little layup.
Richardson driving in, and nice pass to Reedus, but they are not counting it.
And that was a very nice pass by Jason Richardson, but Ronnie Reedus, I think, got a little too happy getting the ball down low with an easy bucket right before his eyes, and then took a little happy step right there to get that traveling violation.
So the Eagles getting the ball here, looking to cut into this 27-17 Fullerton lead with 4:08 left in this first half. And in for the Eagles is Sanders, along with Osanaki and Angel Sanchez, along with Donnell Payne, and Osanaki getting his attempted layup blocked as Richardson comes up the court. An open Vaj Rice, and the layup is good.
And Osanaki trying to force the ball a little bit too much on offense results in a turnover, and Vaj Rice is getting nice position on the other end.
And good shot by Davon Sanders as a timeout.
He's got 6 quick points in the first half. If Sanders doesn't. Back to Fullerton's last bucket. Vaj Rice did a nice job of running the floor, getting ahead of the pack and getting a bucket. Sanchez heads out as David Thompson checks back in.
So with 3:33 left to go, 29-19 Fullerton. Here comes Fullerton looking to expand their lead. Kennedy gets the ball. And as Stevenson gets the ball,
they're going to get Kennedy with an illegal screen trying to set it. Wasn't set, was moving. And that is one of those silly fouls that let the Eagles might get back in the game to cut it down to 8 points. Akil Reese back into the game for Fullerton to join Rice, Stevenson, Richardson, and Rowan.
So Thompson back in the game. Passes to Israel Farrington, back to Thompson, cuts into the paint, and a 3-point shot by Sanders, no good.
It's going to be a loose ball foul on Bonifacio. So that's going to be 1-1 coming for Fullerton.
And I think the refs are setting the tone earlier in this game, letting both coaches know this is how they're going to call it for the whole game. Because a lot of these fouls are a lot of tic-tac fouls that normally don't get called during the game. They're kind of 50-50 calls that sometimes they'll not call them if they see it.
I'm
or
not
sometimes
so sure. That was a loose ball. He climbed over his back, so I don't think that one was a little bit ticky-tacky. That wasn't blatant.
Agreed.
First free throw attempt by Rice, and it is good. 32-19 with 3:06 left in this first half as Rice is about to attempt his second free throw.
I think we know Thomas's take on basketball. Chick Hearn used to say, no blood, no foul.
So
Physical defense.
Rice's second free throw is good. So now it's 31-19 as Thompson coming up the court.
And that's 8 points for Rice.
And Sanders being guarded by Rowan, and pass back to Sanders, 3-point shot, no good, and it is rebounded by Akil Reese. Coming up the court again, Stevenson wide open, gets the pass, cuts into the paint, and the layup is no good, and they're gonna call it for 2 free throws.
And again, Coach Springer is a little bit livid at the fact that he thinks his players are lining up outside the restricted area, but the refs are calling it a very tight line right now, saying that he's inside the restricted area. So as long as you're inside the restricted area, you're going to get called for a blocking foul every time.
Stevenson, first free throw is good to make it 32-19 with 2:41 left in the first half. And Stevenson about to attempt a second free throw. And the second free throw is good. 33-19 now. So here comes Jacinto trying to cut into the lead as Thompson passes Sanders, gets into the paint, and they are saying Fullerton is arguing for a travel call, and they are getting it. It's now Fullerton's ball.
And the refs talked it over. This good officiating. They initially called a blocking foul, but the other ref with the better eyes of the play called it a traveling before the blocking foul occurred, which resulted in a traveling violation.
So here comes Fullerton leading by 14 points with under 2:30 left to go. Richardson passes it to Reese. Stevenson gets the ball. Rowan down to Rice. And Euro step, but it is knocked out of bounds, and it is Eagles ball.
And this Hornets offense has a big emphasis right now on this game of getting the ball down low to their big men, Vaj Rice and Ronnie Reedus. Just this time, Vaj Rice lost the ball on the spin move.
So Thompson was trying to cut into the paint, but now it is Donnell Payne good with his layup. So Richardson coming up the court. It is 33-21 with 1:55 left to go in this first half. Fullerton is leading. Richardson putting in, but they're saying a foul against Fullerton.
Palming violation on Jason Richardson. That's going to be the 6th turnover for the Hornets in the first half.
So the Eagles coming up the court. with 1:47 left to go, trying to cut it into this 12-point lead. And so
Sanders, nice job by going up strong with the rock. You can see he's a natural scorer out there and see why he's got 2 20-plus games today. That's 8 points in the first half for him.
Stevenson passes it. Pass intended for Owen, but knocked out of bounds by Dono Payne. As coming into the game for Richardson is Cesar Meza.
That's a good denial by Payne to knock it out in the corner on that reset. Snedeker back in the game guarding the ball with Payne, along with Aaron Evans. A nice job underneath. And they're going to get out of bounds. Fullerton retains possession.
So Cesar Meza going to be inbounding the pass. And the pass is to Rowan. And Meza gets the ball back. Stevenson gets it now. Looking to expand their lead here. Cutting into the paint is Stevenson, and attempted slam dunk. No good. As Rice going into the paint. Rowan. And
they're saying a reset of the shot clock. Shot clock should be at 25 after that missed dunk attempt. Nice strong move down the lane, Thomas.
Yeah, he tried to bring the house down with that nice two-handed dunk, but too bad he missed it. It would have electrified this crowd right here in Fullerton College Classic.
so Rice getting the pass, and back to Reese now. With 20 seconds left on the shot clock, with 1 minute left in this first half. 33-23 in the favor of the Hornets. Meza trying to cut in, and Reese going in. Stevenson wide open underneath, and the attempted shot is no good as Sanders is coming up the court. And Sanders looking for an open man.
Good transition defense by the Hornets.
And the shot by Sanders is no good, rebounded by Stevenson. And Meza, with 27 seconds left, 33-23, Fullerton. And Akil Reese passes it to Stevenson with 17 seconds left now. Fullerton likes to do a lot of one-on-one. And Stevenson back to Reese, and jump shot. And they're saying it's going to be a foul.
And that was a nice move by Akil Reese. Got to the lane the way he wanted to, put up the jump shot, wanted the foul call, and the refs gave him the foul call as Israel Farrington nudges him.
So Akil Reese, his first free throw will be good to make it 34-23 with 5 seconds left.
He's a graduate of Westchester High School. Spent the year at Western Oregon University. They finished at Western Oregon in the Final Four of the NCAA Division II tournament, where he averaged 22 points a game. So Reese bouncing back, trying to bounce forward as he makes the second free throw as Kennedy checks in for him.
So 35-23 with 5 seconds left. Fullerton leading, and the Eagles are going to be looking for a quick shot here, rushing up the court, and attempted shot was by Terrence William, but no good. So after one half, Fullerton Hornets 35, San Jacinto Eagles 23. So that is
at the half. Fullerton is up by 12, 35-23. And we're going to have Ryan Osborne come back on, and he might have an interview for us, Ryan Osborne, with someone, as we're here at the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Nalen, Thomas Larez, and Julio Marquez. And Fullerton looking to make the finals against San Diego City College, who won the first game against Citrus. San Diego City moved to 5-1, while Citrus dropped to 3-2. You look at this tournament, and this is one of the best community college tournaments in the state of California. And these teams played each other in the San Diego City tournament, which San Diego City won last week. In that first game, San Diego City was led by Robert McCoy, who had 27 points in the overtime win, 92 to 91. McCoy 27 points and 9 rebounds, and he threw in a steal on that. Also in double figures, Wonder Smith with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. 13 points each for Robert Taylor and Ethan Esposito. Esposito had 9 rebounds, Taylor with 7. 6 points for Darius Lee. That's starting 5. Darius Lee also finished with 5 rebounds. Coming off the bench leading the way was Luis Salgado at 8 points and 2 rebounds in that overtime win. They scored 92 points, scoring on 47% shooting from three-point land. They shot well, 46%. They only shot 59% from the free throw land, but they still won the game by 1. They were 23 of 39 free throws. Citrus shot 35. Shot 35, made 35, excuse me, and shot 50 free throws. They were 70% from the charity stripe, but the three-point line, they only shot 27.6% and 38% from the field in that game. They had a big lead, up by at least 14 points was their largest lead, but it was all for naught. About 5 minutes ago, they were clinging to a 7-point lead. They just couldn't hold it in regulation. Then they go down and defeat 92 to 91. Leading the way was their point guard, Jeremy Smith. Went 15 of 17 from the charity stripe, 8 of 17 from the field. Only hit 1 3-pointer, but he had 32 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists to go along with 3 steals. Alexios Ziska had 3 points. Andrew Amon had 12 points in double figures with 2 rebounds. Kyle Gray had 14 and 7 to go along with 2 assists and 2 steals. Quentin Bailey with 2 points and 4 rebounds. Miles Crawford had 5. Trayvon Watts-Hill had 2. Jesse Elrod had 8. And Austin Clark had 13 points and 11 boards, a big double-double. So we step away from the hardwood for a little bit, and we go to the football field, to the gridiron, with Ryan Osborne has Tom Deep on the air. And we're going to make fun of Tom real quick. That's the only reason we got you on the air. Tom, welcome. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to say anything.
You sure?
No, if I got the headsets in, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
So, decent season.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I got.
We're here with the equipment manager, Tom D. Tom, you go back to the beginning of the season. How hard is it to be able to get everyone together to pick up equipment?
It works. It's quite difficult, actually. You got a lot of guys that don't show up on time and do stuff like that. But it's, sometimes there's a big long line out in front of the office and everything. They try to squeeze in and cheat because they think we don't have enough equipment to outfit everybody. But it's we have enough. It works out pretty good.
How do you make sure that you tailor it to each person?
Well, it's we got to custom fit the helmets, which is important, and then we size everybody for the shoulder pads, and then after that it's pretty easy. Everything else is pretty standard with the, hey, what pant size are you? We're medium, and that stuff. We get a couple guys that you think would know what size they are, and they look at you with a blank stare like, I don't know, I've never been asked that question in my whole life.
When you look at the beginning of the season, a lot of guys sometimes attribute how they play to their number that they wear. How do you assign numbers?
We do it on a first come, first serve basis. Returners obviously get their numbers if they want them back. And then after that, that's why there's always a big line starts at 4 in the morning in front of my office when we issue equipment out.
It's as early as 4 in the morning?
Oh, people get there. For a number, people will do just about anything.
Really?
Yes, they will get there at 4 in the morning, and we don't start until 8. They'll get in there, grab a pillow, and sleep.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Now that you're about midway, actually a little past midway through the season, how do you deal with sometimes equipment can break or it can chip or tear?
We are what we always tell them is if it breaks, bring it, we'll replace it and fix it. We have enough, like I said, we are very fortunate with our administrative staff and all that they take pretty good care of us financially, equipment-wise. So there's plenty of stuff to go around, so we never really have to worry about it. If it breaks, we fix it and bring it in, or they get something new for it and do stuff like that.
When you talk about custom fitting the helmets and the padding inside the helmets, does each person pick what type of shell that they want?
No, because we only get the speed ridos. They only get one type. We have about 4 or 5 other types of helmets, but that are a little bit older, and people fight not to get those ones.
You're the equipment manager, but you also manage a couple of the other sports here on campus too. How do you make sure that you bring all of that under wraps?
I'm very fortunate to have my my work study guy, Night Train Harris. He is a huge help. He's also our starting center on our football team. He is a huge help for us. And like I said, he takes care of a lot of stuff, and especially right now there's football, basketball, and soccer going on. Those are 3 major sports that we have. So right now I'm taking care of over 250 student athletes right now. And it's without him and the help and the other people that we have around, it would be almost impossible.
When you're setting up for a game, how do you make sure that you stay up with everybody? This guy needs a little bit more pumping up of his helmet. This guy needs a little less.
Well, and you've seen me out there. Before the game, I walk around to every group and to every spot and make sure everybody's helmet's okay and make sure everybody does, hey, do you need hair? And it's tedious, but we get it done, So.
And now that you're at the end of the football season, how do you manage? Sometimes jerseys can tear. Sometimes they have a little bit of a rip. How do you manage that?
We send everything out for repair, and we do, we have a company that comes in and weekly they'll come in and take our jerseys and repair them if we don't need them that next Friday. So sometimes you'll see us with holes in our uniforms because they're going out the laundry the next week and do all that stuff.
I'll ask you, how do you guys choose the different jerseys? Because right now Fullerton football, they have 3 different jerseys.
Yeah. I am the one that picks and decides what we wear.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's one of the luxuries of being in my spot. Some of the kids don't always like it, like Jamichael, but he comes in and bitches and complains every now and then. But like I said, it's solely on me. Sometimes some kids don't like it. They don't like our blue pants. I love our blue pants. Our kids don't like them.
You got brand new blue uniforms this year. What type of thrill is it to see, going from the look and design process and then you see it out on the field?
Oh, it's enjoyable. I always like it when the kids come in. They're like, "Oh my God, we're gonna look so awesome." It's funny, but they're like, I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna look real pretty out there."
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate you joining me.
No problem. Anytime. All right, we'll see you.
Thank you. We've been joined by the equipment manager here for Fullerton, Tom Deep. Off to my left is Jamichael Moore. Jamichael, we talked to you a little bit on Wednesday, but now you're only 1 day removed from Golden West College. What have you been studying specifically on film for them?
I like to study the pass and run read the guards give me, because it's easy to tell what is the play that's going to be happening by how they react when they're on the line.
What are some of the keys that you watch for?
They're if their hands are down heavy, that means they're going to come at me. But if they up light, that means go ahead, try to get your best pass rush move on.
You got the ring next to you. Fullerton College national champion. Last year, we already talked about what it felt like to be able to get to that national championship and win. But now that you have 1 full season of college football under your belt, does it help you this season knowing that, hey, you're so close to the finish line?
Yeah, it does. Because it's when I look at it, I'd be like, I just want another one. I never won a championship all through high school. I could never get there. So getting there and knowing that we can go back again is just let's do it. Let's do it.
And we had Tom Deep on here just a moment ago. I'll ask you, what's your favorite jersey combination that you guys have?
I like that all white.
You like the all white?
Yeah, the all white is so nice. I don't know, because last year when we wore all white, I had the concussion against OCC, so I couldn't use it. I can wear it. So this year when I get to wear it, it's just oh yeah, yeah.
At what point did you realize, hey, I am playing college football for the #1 team in the nation?
When this year or last year?
Anytime.
Um, when people that like see me at work and they follow us, and they'll be like, "Hey, good game. You know, you guys are out there kicking butt," and I'll be like, "Wow, y'all know, like, you know, they're like, yeah, we see all over Twitter all the time." I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy."
When you look at other junior college products that went before you, does it encourage you?
Yeah, it actually does. Like to see that, like you can go, even you come from the bottom, you can be at the top one day.
Coming out of Dominguez High School, what was your thought process coming out of high school?
To be honest, I wasn't even finna come to college. Like, it wasn't like forced. You know, like you have those parents that like, oh, go to college. My parents was like, go to college, but it wasn't like, go. It was just like, if you want to go, you can go. And then like one of the coaches that was here last year, he taught me in middle school. And he seen that I wasn't really finna just do nothing. So he was like, no, I want you to come out here and see that there's a better life instead of in Compton. So it was like, all right.
So Jamichael, on Saturday, what is one thing that you would like to set as a personal goal for Golden West?
I need like 3 sacks of my own, you know, because Trey is up above me 2 sacks, and it's like we have this competition during like practice and everything.
So you get 3 sacks. Trey gets what? Well, if you get 3 sacks, he's gonna get like 3.
But I'm gonna be up there.
Okay.
We still got playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to end the whole season at least double-digit sacks.
All right. So if you get double-digit sacks, as a personal goal, I'll ask you personal, not team goal. Personal goal, does that make you all-conference performer in your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
From me not being able to get that last year to getting the sacks that I have this year is wonderful.
And I haven't talked to the players much this season. One question: being a part of last year's team and this year's team, it seems like it's been 2 years of a family atmosphere. Has it been like that?
Yes, it has.
And
Even with all the new people coming in, it was just like they just fit right in, you know? Wasn't really too much of, oh, you're new, so no, none of that. Like, it was just like everybody fit in, you know?
all right. That's all I got. I just want.
Well, we want to thank you, Jamichael, for joining us. You go up against Golden West tomorrow. Conference championship on the line.
Wow.
Does that settle in for you right now?
Even when people be like, oh, you guys doing good, I just be like, man, we're 9-0. Or like we're 8-0. We're like undefeated. I've never been on an undefeated team.
Thank you, Jamichael. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow afternoon. Once again, Fullerton College goes to Golden West tomorrow at 1 p.m. Corey Nalen, Mark Pavlovich, Rashawn Haylock, all on the call there between Fullerton College and Golden West, starting at 1 p.m.
And welcome to the second half of the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net as Fullerton is up 35-23 over Mount San Jacinto. Corey Nalen, Thomas Larez, and Julio Marquez bringing you the second half as Fullerton comes out with Kennedy, Stevenson, Richardson, McCobb, and Reedus. The Eagles, Walton, Bonifacio, Farrington, and Sanders. And did I miss Thompson? I did. Thomas, take us away.
All right, thank you for setting the lineups there, Corey Nealon. Here I am with Julio Marquez to call the second half of this game. Hornets leading 35-23 over Mount San Jacinto. And Jason Richardson getting the ball down low in the post, trying to take advantage of a smaller defender. And it looks like he loses the ball and turns it over to the Eagles. Bringing up the ball, Thompson being guarded heavily by Jason Richard. Jason Richard actually pokes it away and gets a steal on a fast break layup and lays it in for an easy 2 points for the Hornets, now leading 37-23 over the Eagles.
Richardson able to redeem himself.
Thompson carrying the ball over for the Eagles at the top of the three-point line. David Sanders with a fadeaway shot right there, missing it, calling for a foul to the refs, but refs don't give it to him. McCobb with an easy floating layup to the lane, missing it a little too strong. Reedus getting the offensive rebound, battling down there. And Jason Richardson settling the offense for a second chance here.
McCobb was wide open, but not able to get the layup in.
Kennedy passing it. Stevenson looking at down low to Jason Richardson, looking to get another spin move like he did earlier in the second half. Another miss by Jason Richardson, though.
Slow start by Richardson in the second half.
And here goes David Sanders to the lane with ease, and the ref is going to call a foul on Stevenson as he howled Sanders on his way to the bucket. And now he's going to be shooting a pair of free throws here in the second half. Hornets leading 37-23.
Sanders in that first half had 8 points and 5 rebounds. So he's averaging almost 20 points a game on the season against College of the Canyons on Wednesday as he misses the first. 18 points and 6 rebounds. Fourth time he led the team in scoring. Against Barstow he had 20 and SDCC 23 and 12.
And David Sanders not a bad free throw shooter on this team as he's second, shooting 72%, 13 of 18, but he misses a pair right here. And then his teammate gets an offensive rebound, Bonifacio, and loses it out of bounds.
Coming into the game for the Eagles, DeAndre Snedeker.
Snedeker into the game for the Eagles with Bonifacio, Sanders, Thompson, and A.J. Walton as the Eagles score a bucket right here. And the Hornets leading still 37-25 here in the second half with 18 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Jason Richardson bringing the ball up slowly for the Hornets, finally setting a play for this Hornets offense. Getting it down low where the bread and butter has been all game to Ronnie Reedus with his back to the bucket, and nice layup for the Hornets, giving them a lead 39-25, second half, 18 minutes to go. Here come the Eagles on offense. Bonifacio losing the ball off a spin move, and here come the Hornets on a fast break opportunity. McCobb stuttering on his spin move right there, out to Kennedy. Kennedy looking like he's losing the ball, but a ref calls a foul on the Eagles.
On the previous play, Stevenson lost his balance as he got knocked down, but luckily Fullerton got a turnover. And coming into the game for the Eagles is Terrence Williams, Israel Farrington, along with C.J. Hyder.
Thank you for that, Julio. And here come the Hornets baseline, setting up an offensive play. The ref's going to call a push-off on Ronnie Reedus.
And guys, don't forget all games here on SportsNetUSA.net are brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. With a wide variety and selection of vehicles at the corner of 91 and Euclid, Miller Toyota of Anaheim can suit any car need you may have. Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports community college sports and most of all, education.
And here goes Terrence Williams to the hole strongly, and then gets a foul called as he's going to go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws here, as the foul's going to be on Jason Richardson.
Block it from the back.
Oh, excuse me, the foul will be on Andre Kennedy, not Jason Richardson.
Came down on the block attempt instead of being straight up and down, brought his hands down. It's always going to get the foul called on you.
Especially when Terrence Williams is going in, leaning to the bucket, but that foul is going to almost be called every time. Terrence Williams missing the second of this pair of free throws, missing both, and still keeping the score at 25 for the Eagles, and the Hornets at 39 here in the second half with 17:30 to go. As Andre Kennedy on the left side with the ball, giving it to Jason Richardson, getting a screen by Ronnie Reedus. Jason Richardson out to a wide open McCobb for a three, and misses it as it bounces twice on the rim. And here go the Eagles on a fast break opportunity, passing it to a wide open corner three by A.J. Walton as he hits it down for the Eagles.
Walton found enough space and time to get that three to cut into this lead.
Jason Richardson getting a full court press by the Eagles, but dances through that and gets the offense going for the Hornets here in the second half with 16 minutes and 50 seconds to go, as he jump stops and gets a nice rolling layup to the rim, and the Hornets are now leading 41-28. And here come the Eagles on offense.
Nice defense by the Eagles to not allow that to be a foul against them, as Richardson's only able to get 2 points off that.
And Bonifacio looking to go one-on-one with a nice little behind the back, but the refs call a traveling violation on Bonifacio. Turning over the ball as Snedeker comes into the game and Donnell Payne for the Eagles.
And for the Hornets, Badge Rice. comes back into the game for Ritas.
So now for the Eagles, you got Snedeker in, you got Donnell Payne in, you also have Terrence Williams, and then CJ Hyder in the game along with AJ Walton.
And Rice doesn't get the bucket. There's a T. Williams pushed Rice, and they get a technical call on Williams, unsportsmanlike conduct out there on the floor. McCobb had the 2-on-1 fast break. He needs to give up the ball a little bit earlier so Rice has an easy bucket to convert. Instead, he's got to go to the line to hit 2. Richardson's going to shoot the 2 Ts.
And when Rice came into the game, he was uncovered.
Jason Richardson on this season is 20 for 27 at the free throw line, shooting 74%. Shooting the bulk of free throws for the Fullerton Hornets as he gets to the line quite a lot during the games here. Last game, he shot 2 for 4 at the free throw line, shooting 50%.
And he makes both free throws. He's got 13 points, 6 in the second half.
And now Vaj Rice will be shooting his free throws off that foul from the unsportsmanlike conduct. Vaj Rice playing his high school ball at Valley Christian High School, getting CIF second all-league in 2014 and 2015. And one of his favorite players, guess who?
Kobe Bryant.
No, close though. Shaquille O'Neal is his favorite player. It's kind of funny because his size and his physicality kind of almost resembles Shaquille O'Neal.
Wow.
Though he's not as big as him, he plays physical like Shaquille O'Neal did.
And Rice playing all 4 years of varsity basketball in high school.
Vaj Rice on the second attempt of the free throw line. Missing it off the front of the iron, but a nice poke out by Stevenson, getting the steal, passing it to a cutting McCobb for easy 2 points for the Hornets. Hornets leading 44-28 in the second half with 16 minutes to go. And here come the Eagles on offense. And almost nearly a turnover right there by the Eagles, and a shot attempt and a foul from CJ Hyder as he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Going to get Kennedy on an arm.
Nice defense by Stevenson, not allowing Thompson to cut into the lane.
And CJ Hyder last game shot 1 free throw and missed it, and shoots his first attempt and makes it here. On the season, CJ Hyder is 2 for 5 at the free throw line, shooting 40%, also averaging 8 points a game with 2.5 rebounds and 2 assists for this Eagles offense. And he makes the second attempt to give the Eagles a 14-point deficit here in the second half as the Hornets lead 44-30 with 15 minutes and 56 seconds to go.
And you'll see this full court pressure. They're going to try to want to force turnovers, not simply just bad shots by the Hornets.
And here goes Jason Richardson dribbling it on the left side, but getting a foul call on Donnell Payne as they'll be taking it out of bounds. Sideline for the Hornets. Kill Reese taking the ball out for the Hornets here. And then Jason Richardson receiving it, slowing down this offense. See if they go down low like they have been. Akil Reese instead step backs and shoots an air ball. Too much. And Rowan getting the offensive rebound off that air ball and puts in an easy layup for the Hornets, leading 46-30 here in the second half with 15 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And Thompson for the Eagles on offense, trying to get this Eagles offense squared up and ready to go here. CJ Hyder passing the ball to the corner to Payne, and Payne getting an easy layup baseline. A little too easy there for the Eagles, do you think?
Yes, the defense just left enough space for him to go underneath as Rice gets a nice open pass.
And nice passing by the Hornets, breaking that full court press to get an easy bucket by Vaj Rice. Here goes Thompson for the Eagles on offense. Looks like he got hurt off his knee, hopping out of bounds, and he turns over the ball to the Hornets. And the Hornets now here on a fast break opportunity. Passing it down low to Vaj Rice, but Vaj Rice doesn't get in good position, and the turnover off the pass right there as Eagles retain possession.
Thompson limping off the court. As for the Eagles, coming into the game is Angel Sanchez along with Obanji Asanaki and CJ Hyder.
Thank you for setting that lineup there, Julio. And here go the Eagles taking the ball out sideline And here go the Eagles offense as Osanaki getting the ball up top, passing it down low, going one-on-one, and an offensive foul called on.
Barnes tried to clear out on the right baseline. And he got caught. Good defense moving the feet. Cut off the baseline drive, and that's what you want to do. Make that baseline an extra defender. And that way, got to come back and had nowhere to go.
Meza coming back into the game.
And here go the Hornets taking the ball out full court as the Eagles are going to stay in their full court pressure on defense. Cesar Meza with a nice bounce pass to the side to Akil Reese. Akil Reese rolling down low to the sideline, looking to pass it back out, passes to Cesar Meza.
And the con of a full court pressure defense is leaving someone open.
And a tip out of bounds by CJ Hyder to give the Hornets an out of bounds possession here on the sideline in the second half with 14 minutes to go. Hornets leading 48-32. Cesar Meza controlling the offense now for the Hornets here in the second half. Passing it outside to Rowan with a contested three, but rims out there. And a foul off the offensive rebound on Vaj Rice as a loose ball foul. And the Eagles will be taking the ball out here in the second half with 14 minutes to go. All right, here goes Barnes settling this offense for the Eagles, subbing in for the injured Thompson as he hurts a knee a couple minutes ago. And Barnes driving it baseline, passing it to a nice contested three, and it's a nice outside contested three by Angel Sanchez. And the
Sanchez able to find himself quite a bit of space, but enough for him to knock down the three.
And the Hornets breaking this full court press. And McCobb stepping back for a shot, but passes it back out to Cesar Meza for a wide open three. Missing it too long. And Osanaki with the rebound. Coming to control this offense for the Eagles. Barnes dribbling it down the middle, getting a foul called, and makes the bucket for an and one right there to give a bucket and a free throw attempt for this Eagles team that desperately needs points right now to try to climb back here in the second half. So coming into the game, Jason Richardson for McCobb and Stevenson in for Akil Reese. So now for the Fullerton Hornets, you have Cesar Meza with Jason Richardson and Stevenson in the backcourt, and Rowan and Vaj Rice as your two forwards. For the Eagles, you have their leading scorer coming back in, David Sanders, for CJ Hyder. And the Eagles on the court now have Snedeker, Sanders, Osanaki, Sanchez, and Barnes. And still in their full court man-to-man, and Cesar Meza breaks it and sets up this offense for the Hornets. And Vaj Rice getting it baseline, does his spin move as he usually does, calling for a foul, and he gets it. And now he'll be going to the line for two free throw attempts right there.
He uses his strength to get into the paint, but also draws the foul despite not getting the shot.
And Vaj Rice in the first half led the Fullerton Hornets along with Reedus with 8 points, looking to add on to that total here in the second half. Vaj Rice with his first attempt, and it's short but bounces in with a lucky nice little roll, and that's why you shoot with rotation on the ball as it rolls in right there. Here in the second half at the Fullerton Classic on sportsnetusa.net, the Hornets leading 49-38 over the Eagles. Vaj Rice on his second attempt, missing it short, doesn't get the lucky bounce this time, and the Eagles now have possession and controlling this offense, trying to get a bucket here as Barnes having the ball. Osanaki with a nice crossover, getting fouled on his way to the bucket, but they're going to call it on the floor, so it'll be out of bounds possession for the Eagles here in the second half with 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Hornets still leading 49-38.
On the crossover, he realized there was open space between Rowan and Rice.
And Reedus subbing in for Vaj Rice, so big man for big man. So now for the Hornets, you have Cesar Meza along with Stevenson, Jason Richardson, Rowan, and then Reedus as your big man in the game. Jason Richardson controlling the offense now. Cesar Meza looking to be the shooting guard here Jason Richardson with a nice crossover, going to the buckets with the left hand and flicks it in for a nice little layup using the backboard. And here goes the Eagles offense as Sanders going full speed to the bucket and getting a foul called. And Stevenson called for a reach in, and Sanders will be going to the free throw line for 2 free throw attempts.
Enough space by both teams being allowed for attempted layups.
And Israel Farrington coming into the game for the Eagles for Snedeker. So now the Eagles are with the lineup of Farrington in, along with Sanders, along with Osanaki, along with Sanchez, and then with Barnes. And Sanders making his first free throw attempt here to cut the lead a little bit as the Hornets still lead 51-30. By the Eagles as A.J. Walton subs in for Sanchez. And so here go the Hornets, and the Eagles still in their full court man-to-man press. Hornets give it in to Jason Richardson, and now he has a man on him full court. Dribbling it up the court, passing it to Cesar Meza, looking for an open man, and Stevenson now has the ball, does a nice little hesitation to the right, getting to the bucket and getting fouled, and will be shooting 2 more free throws here at the line as the foul will be on Israel Farrington.
And you like the defense better than the foul call that it was actually called, because Sanders was there with a good block. They're going to say Farrington got him down low with the body. You like the drive by Stevenson, good offense. That was simply better defense. You'd like to see him play on a little bit. Mount San Jacinto's trying to get back in the game. You can if you keep missing free throws. You're up by 11 with plenty of time. But you want Mount San Jacinto, they want to get the ball moving. That was the perfect time for him to get a fast break opportunity.
And Sanchez subbing in for the Eagles for Osanaki. So now for the Eagles you have Sanchez, and then you have Sanders in the backcourt along with Barnes and along with Farrington and A.J. Walton, as A.J. Walton gets that rebound right there off the missed free throw attempt by Khalil Stevenson. Now Sanders looking to get it going here in the second half as Barnes getting the ball, passing it to Sanders. Sanders going to the bucket, looking for a foul call, doesn't get it, throws up a wild shot and misses. Khalil Stevenson now in this full court fast break, passes it to Jason Richard, pump fakes, gets the defender to jump, passing it to a nice cutting Reedus, but they're calling a blocking foul on the pass by Jason Richardson, and the ball will be out of bounds as the foul is on the floor.
Richardson slowly coming up across the court up to the three-point arc.
As the foul is actually a bonus, so we'll be shooting a 1-and-1 here in the second half with 11 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Hornets still leading 51-40. Jason Richardson actually playing at a collegiate college before playing here at his FJC, as he played for Cal State Northridge, also playing ball for JSerra, where he won consecutive CIF titles in high school, 2012 and 2013.
Makes the first free throw, and you see his strength each time. We've seen him play twice this week. Anytime he gets in the lane 15 feet in, you're pretty much at his mercy.
And there he goes with the second attempt and makes it, as the Hornets now lead 53-40 in the second half with 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Barnes looking to uphold his offense as Sanchez now has the ball, passing it to Sanders. Sanders step backs for a 3 and rims out right there. And a nice tipping attempt by A.J. Walton.
Forced it. Sanders forced it on that one. He keeps falling away. You keep saying he keeps falling away on the D. That means Fullerton's D is really, really good.
And Jason Richardson knocks down a long three-point attempt to give the Hornets a lead of 56-40 here in the second half with 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
You saw that scenario play out in the first half. 2 buckets inside. This time 1 bucket inside, 2 free throws, and then a 3.
And then Sanders on the other end misses his first attempt but gets his own rebound and puts in his second attempt to give the Eagles 42 points here in the second half to the Hornets 56 with 10 minutes and 51 seconds to go. McCobb subbing in for Stevenson here for the Hornets, as the Hornets now have Cesar Meza, McCobb, Jason Richardson, Rowan, and Reedus. And then also subbing in for the Eagles, you have Larman subbing in for Barnes. And Sanders here for the Eagles on a fast break opportunity. And it looks like A.J. Walton got to the bucket, and they're calling a calling a foul.
Yeah,
here
they're
on
going to
the fast
call a
break.
reach-in on the fast break. Walton did a nice job getting in between the 3 defenders that were back for Fullerton. Fullerton fans think he got away with a little chicken hook. Mount San Jacinto fans, well, they got the right call right as he goes to the line for 2.
And A.J. Walton to the line to shoot 2 free throws here in the second half with 10 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Hornets leading 56-43 as A.J. Walton puts in his first free throw attempt.
Credit to Travis Larman on the defensive side to create that opportunity.
And Travis Larman actually a returner from last year, so as expected from returners to make big plays in key situations. Here goes Ronnie Reedus as he gets the rebound from the missed free throw attempt by A.J. Walton. And now Jason Richardson controlling this offense for the Hornets here. Getting a screen by Reedus. Gets into the paint, pump fakes a couple of times. And then passing out to Cesar Meza as there's a 3 seconds in the key by Reedus. So turning over the ball to the Eagles now as Vaj Rice subbing in for Reedus for the Hornets.
Second 3-second violation by Reedus, one in the first half, this one here, 56-43. And there's a little lull in the action, guys.
And Larman now in as the main point guard for this Eagles offense, and a play is being called for him as he gets the ball at the top of the key as he's running around the 3-point line. Looking for a cutter down low, finds one with a nice little up and under layup, but misses it a little too long. And Jason Richardson now coming forward for this Hornets offense.
Nice work by the defense, not committing a foul.
Jason Richardson getting a screen by Vaj Rice, pulling another deep 3, and he hit. That's his 3rd hit 3 of the game, and he think he's feeling it now.
Richardson's got the season-high point total for the Hornets. He had 32 points in the San Diego City College tournament, where he made the all-tournament team along with Khalil Stevenson. And that was 32 points, 4 steals, 3 assists in that win versus Citrus, 79-72 in the San Diego City tournament.
And good side by Jason Richardson, hitting his three-point attempts this game, as he was 0 for 3 last game against Chaffee, which kind of hurt Fullerton a little bit, and I think that's what resulted in them only having 50 points last game. On the season, Jason Richardson's only attempted 6 3-pointers, but he's only 1 for 6, shooting 17%. So hitting 3 this game is a big, big sign for him and the Fullerton Hornets going forward.
And the 3-point shot is something Fullerton needs going forward. Last couple years, they had Ian Fox, who was the all-conference performer last season and Southern California Player of the Year. He was a 3 key. It looks like Jason Richardson is going to fill that void as a combination between Ian Fox and Kenny Barnes last year. Kenny Barnes, 15 feet and in, he was deadly, slashing through the lane. This year, Jason Richardson has more girth than Barnes, but again, he's just as effective on the interior.
And Osanaki subbing in for this Eagles offense, and Snedeker as well, as the Eagles now have the lineup of Osanaki, Snedeker, Sanders, Larman, and Payne. As Larman now controlling this offense as the main point guard here in the second half, handing the ball off to Sanders. Osanaki losing control of the ball, turning it over to McCobb. McCobb sidestepping his way to the bucket, missing a layup, tipping it back, trying to get an easy bucket, but doesn't, and Vaj Rice getting it and getting fouled. Tripping call on the floor, and the Hornets will now retain possession out of bounds sideline.
Foul called on Olabanji Osanaki.
Osanaki with the tripping foul there for the Eagles, and now the Hornets will actually be going to the line to shooting 1-on-1 as the Eagles are in the bonus right now with 9 fouls.
So he compounds the turnover on the opposite side, and with a foul on the defensive side and sending Rice to the line. Again, that's not the play, as you heard the coach say, not the play they wanted. So a turnover and a foul, and you're down by 16. That's not good.
And CJ Hyder subbing in for the Eagles for Larman here in the second half with 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go. And Vaj Rice missing his second attempt. Hornets still leading 59-43 here at the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net. And Sanders with the ball at the top of the 3-point line, shooting a contested 3, almost banks it in, missing it though, and rebound McCobb, and Cesar Mesa will now be walking the ball up for the Hornets here in the second half.
Rowan was there to contest a three-point shot.
McCobb getting to the bucket, almost getting blocked by two hands by Sanders though, as he pump fakes, turns around, shoots it, and Sanders comes out of nowhere and blocks it with two hands.
Eagles still playing defense effectively, but on the offensive side of the ball, 16 points. There is no 16-point play. They're forcing up three-pointers with contest.
And what a nice find by Jason Richardson cutting Rowan, but Rowan doesn't seem to finish right there as he misses a pretty open layup. And then a turnover on the other end by the Eagles. And here go the Hornets retaining possession out of bounds, full court sideline. And subbing in for the Eagles, we have Israel Farrington subbing in for Osanaki. Cesar Meza walking the ball up again for the Hornets here in the second half with 9 minutes to go. Fullerton Hornets leading 59-43 over the Eagles. Jason Richardson backing his defender in, fades away for a nice bucket, and he's not even hitting the rim at this point as it goes all net. Fullerton now leading 61-43 with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
During that play, Cesar Mesa was finding himself open for a few seconds, but
Sanders forcing a shot up as he double clutches, misses terribly, but bounces back out to a wide open three-point attempt by CJ Hyder and misses.
And there's going to be a foul on the ground. Vaj Rice, loose ball foul, had the shorts of Sanders, and that's going to be the seventh team foul, or excuse me, the ninth team foul for the Hornets. 1-and-1 coming, and that's actually Farrington he had a hold of. And you look at Jason Richardson, unofficially he's got 23 points.
And Farrington will be going to the line to be shooting a 1-and-1 here for the Eagles, trying to cut this deficit a little bit, trying to chip away with 8 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Farrington missing his first of his attempts, of two attempts. And coming in for the Hornets, you have Ronnie Reedus and Stevenson. Coming out for the Hornets, Vaj Rice and Rowan.
and for Jacinto, Angel Sanchez comes in.
Angel Sanchez coming in maybe for offensive lift as he hit one three-pointer earlier in the second half. And missing the second attempt, Farrington, but a nice hustle play to try to tip it back in by him, and he doesn't. And Hornets will retain possession out of bounds, full court. Stevenson taking the ball out in this full court press again, where the Hornets struggled a little bit, but seemed to find a way to fix that. And Cesar Meza now bringing it up, getting double teamed right there, getting trapped, passing it to the middle to McCobb, then to a cutting Stevenson. Jason Richardson now slowing down this offense, calling for his screen like he has been all game. Goes behind the back, goes to the bucket, going too easy right now.
25 for Richardson. And again, you said too easy, but that high screen set by Reedus is the key. Defenders aren't hedging, they're not forcing the issue whatsoever, and Richardson's making a pay as they go to a 2-3 matchup here.
And here come the Eagles on offense in the second half with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Passing it to a wide open Snedeker down low for an easy layup.
And that should not happen against a 2-3 zone. There should be always somebody rotating over. That weak side person has to get to the middle when the ball is on the right. But good ball movement by the Eagles, a reverse action, and hit it from the left side.
And Ronnie Reed is getting it down low as he gets good position. Passing it to a wide open Stevenson, and he hits a three for the Hornets.
And this is something we didn't see on Wednesday, that three-point barrage that they have. That's the fifth three in the second half.
And a nice cutting layup for CJ Hyder, but misses it just a little bit. And Stevenson now coming for the Hornets offense, slowing it down. Cesar Meza with the ball now at the top by the half-court line in the second half with 7 minutes to go. Hornets leading 66-45 here at the Fullerton College Classic. Jason Richardson, another long three-point attempt, but misses it a little too short there.
Fullerton's on a 15-3 run in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get this lead. San Diego City is waiting for the winner of this game on, well, tomorrow.
And Donnell Payne going to the bucket, getting fouled on the way there by the Hornets, and he'll be going and shooting 2 free throws as they call it a shot attempt here in the second half.
And it's McCobb who gets the foul called on him. That's his third personal. And don't forget Fullerton College football and Golden West College football on SportsNetUSA.net tomorrow. And, well, they'll be playing each other at 1 p.m. from the campus of Golden West College in LA Valley. Their final game of the season Regular season is over tomorrow. Then the playoffs start next week. Fullerton trying to complete their undefeated season and their second straight playoff berth, while Golden West is just trying to finish on a positive note.
And Donald Payne with his second free throw attempt, averaging 5 points a game, along with 1 assist and 4 rebounds, makes his second attempt to cut this lead a little bit, as the Hornets still lead 66-47, and Eagles still in their full court press. Nice jumping catch there by Akil Reese, almost turning it over there by the Hornets if it wasn't for that leaping catch. Stevenson with the ball here in the Hornets, gonna slow down this offense a bit. Akil Reese passing it down low to Reedus as he's getting double teamed, passing it out to Stevenson, passing it out again, and there's gonna be a charging foul on Dylan Banks as he goes baseline and runs into the defender that was set and is called for a charge.
It's what happens when you leave your feet and you pass the ball, especially when you try to pass the ball out. Banks got in the air, good defense to slide under. And you go back to that entry pass to Reedus. Reedus was always with his head up, ball above his head, was able to turn, see the open man on the wing, didn't get a chance to shoot the three.
And Barnes in for the Eagles now, along with Osanaki. Osanaki passing it back out to Payne. And a shot by Sanchez, and I told you came in for the offensive firepower as he hits another three here in the second half to cut the lead to 16 points with 5 minutes and 59 seconds to go. Hornets still leading 66-50.
So Sanchez with 6 points on that three. He hit that corner three earlier in this half, but still down by 16. Fullerton's looking like they have it in the bag. And every time you say something like that in the Fullerton College Classic, well, it doesn't turn out that way. We had an overtime game at the 5 o'clock game between San Diego City and Citrus. Citrus was up by 14 points in the second half, and San Diego City came back to win in overtime by 1. Fullerton trying not to let that happen here against Mount San Jacinto, who's 2-2 on the season. Fullerton 3-1 coming up on this season, trying to improve to 4-1.
And Angel Sanchez on the season is 6 for 21 from three-point, shooting 29%. Last game, though, didn't really show up from the three-point as he took 3 attempts and missed all 3 attempts. Actually, those are the only 3 shots he took last game as he went 0 points and had 3 rebounds for the Eagles last game against the College of the Canyons. And here go the Eagles out of the timeout. Or here go the Hornets out of the timeout as Stevenson taking the ball out full court as the Eagles still in that full court man-to-man press. And Banks getting the ball in the corner, full court. Nice little bounce pass to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to break this press, and now he's going to slow down the offense, passing it out to a Banks. Akil Reese throwing it out of bounds, looking for Stevenson, but Stevenson was looking to go to the bucket and turns it over here in the second half with 5 minutes and 46 seconds to go.
Richardson and Meza is back in this game, but this passing of Fullerton has been slowing down the game and taking time off the clock.
And that's what a full court trap does. You want them to pass it a little bit too much and turn it over. And here comes the Eagles on offense with Donnell Payne slowing it down. And here goes a cutting Barnes as he turns it over as he's trying to jump stop and he loses control of the ball out of bounds. Osanaki trying to save it, but he's a little too late. And coming into the game, Heffernan for Barnes as he turns over that ball. And Stevenson taking it out for the Hornets full court now in the second half. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Hornets still leading 66-50 here at the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net. And
Meza committing the most dangerous pass on a full court press, especially when it's well defended back down under the opponent's baskets. Luckily, it wasn't stolen. Actually, it was stolen and knocked out of bounds by Fullerton.
maybe a little nerves getting to him as he's the freshman guard here straight out of high school for Cesar Meza. Heffernan taking the ball out for the Eagles. Payne going to the bucket, throwing up a wild shot, missing it terribly. Osanaki getting the rebound, throwing a nice floating layup, nothing but net. Cutting this lead a little bit, chipping away. And now Kennedy going on a fast break, passes to Stevenson for a nice layup contested, missing it. And a rebound by Farrington. Now Osanaki controlling this offense, going and slowing it down for the Eagles.
You're the Hornets, you have to convert that layup.
On a fast break opportunity, yes you do. And then Payne with a similar shot that he had before, but this time makes it. And now Kennedy taking it out. Cesar Meza getting it, getting trapped like he did before. And steps out of bounds, turns it over again. And I think Coach Perry Webster's had enough as he's calling for a sub. McCobb coming in for Cesar Meza. So now the Eagles have the ball out of bounds, sideline. Farrington taking it out, passing it to Payne. Payne passing it, Heffernan up top. Heffernan going one-on-one, almost losing control of the ball. Osanaki having a shot attempt, looking for a shot, passes it instead. Payne now going one-on-one. Coach calling for a play. Payne slowing this tempo down. And they just passing it back and forth at the top of the three-point line, trying to find an open lane. Here goes Heffernan, gets caught in no man's land, doesn't know what to do, passing it to Farrington and turning over the ball as a shot clock violation here.
Excellent half-court defense by the Hornets, forcing that 30 seconds to go by. Again, Richardson started out up top. You see the way they set up the offense, not near the three-point line, but in the middle of the floor, and you can't execute an offense well when you're starting that far out.
And Jason Richardson now going to the line as he got called for a foul, and he'll be shooting 2 free throws as they're in the double bonus now. It looks like Jason Richardson seems to show up in big-time games. Back when he played with Cal State Northridge, he actually scored 20 points and had 7 assists against a big-time D1 school, USC.
Referees are talking about the clock. Some seconds were taken off.
And now the refs are correcting the game clock, and they're going to put a couple of seconds back here in the second half. With 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go, Hornets leading 66-54. Both teams now in the double bonus, so they'll be shooting 2 free throws on every foul here the rest of the way. Jason Richardson going for his first attempt of 2. And it's making it as he continues his hot streak. It seems that he can't miss at all, even at the free throw line here in the second half.
Unofficially, that's 26 for Jay.
And 26 for Jason Richardson unofficially. And he makes his second free throw attempt. Now Heffernan bringing up the ball for the Eagles here in the second half with 4 minutes to go. Sanchez having the ball up top along with Osanaki, driving it to the lane, powers his way, getting away maybe with a little bit of push-off, but getting an easy bucket there for the Eagles. Now Jason Richardson trying to break this full court press, dribbling it back and forth as he gets away, splits the 2 defenders, and gets to the bucket, and almost gets that one, but the refs are going to call it on the floor. And it looks like he's doing everything for this Hornets offense right now in the second half.
It's what the defense gives you. If they're going to try to full court pressure, once he gets past half court, you're going to have to come up, stop the ball, make them come back out. But Richardson, adept with the ball, split the defenders at the half court, then change direction on that left side, move to the right side.
It was a nice split. Fullerton Hornets coming into this game ranked 8th in the preseason coaching poll and 5th for Southern California for this preseason coaching poll, as Mount San Jacinto coming in as ranked in the coaches poll preseason 9th in SoCal, ranked 18 in the state of California.
Coming in for the Eagles, Travis Larman along with A.J. Walton and Desmond Rowan back in the game.
28 for Richardson.
Jason Richardson knocking in another free throw. Here he goes for a second attempt in the second half with 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go. And gives the Hornets a lead of 70-56 over the Eagles. As Larman now has the ball here. A.J. Walton going to the bucket, throwing up a layup with his left hand, and he gets a foul called. So now he'll be going to the line to be shooting a pair of free throws here.
Gets a contact from Rowan. With 3:37 left to go, the Eagles are trying to cut in as much as they can.
So now A.J. Walton will be going to the free throw line, as on the season he's shooting 4 for 15, 27% as he makes his first attempt. And last game he went 2 for 5, shooting 40%, and also scoring 5 points with 5 rebounds.
from Oak Hills High School.
Oak Hills High School draining his second free throw attempt as we have a substitution, CJ Hyder coming in for Payne. And here go the Eagles in this full court trapping press. Looking to pass it into Kennedy. Kennedy not dribbling it. A wise decision here. Now starts dribbling it. He's getting pressured pretty heavily here in the backcourt. Breaks it. And now Jason Richardson slowing down this offense for the Hornets.
And now officially he has actually 30 points. So 2 away from his season high.
McCobb open.
Jason Richardson thought about the three. Instead passes to McCobb, who misses another three. And now the Eagles pushing an offense. Osanaki getting the ball, using his body to create leverage and misses the layup.
Walton was trying to put that ball back in with the dunk.
A.J. Walton came flying in, trying to get that putback dunk, missing it a little bit, and now the Hornets will have the ball out of bounds, full court. Stevenson taking the ball out of bounds. As tipped out of bounds by a nice hustle play from A.J. Walton, Hornets will now retain possession and take it out of bounds full court again when second half with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Hornets still leading 70-58. Stevenson having trouble taking it in, passing it to McCobb in the corner where you don't want the ball, but he spins out of that trap to Kennedy in a full court 3-on-1. McCobb getting the layup and makes it with the and one call as the defender tried to set up a charging, and the ref did not call a charge, he called a block instead.
And they're going to get a player control foul actually on McCobb. They're going to say he went right into his chest.
Oh.
And it's an offensive foul on McCobb. For McCobb, that's his 4th personal.
Excuse me, that'll be a charging foul on McCobb. And now the Eagles will retain possession without the basket. And the Hornets still leading 70-58 here in the second half with 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go.
And that's a tough call for McCobb because Larmon was moving. He wasn't in position.
And Sanders going to the bucket, throwing up a layup with contact, missing it. Jason Richardson now on a fast break, pulls it back out though to slow down this offense. And here go the Hornets in the second half with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net. Slowing down this offense, shot clock down to 10 seconds. Calling for a screen of Rowan, doesn't take it. Instead passes it back out to Rowan, to McCobb, who shoots a mid-range jump shot after jump stopping but missing that shot attempt. Larmon now on a fast break opportunity for the Eagles and passing it to a nice cutting CJ Hyder, who misses a layup.
He pump faked that before going for the layup.
It was a nice up fake to get the defender in the air, missing the wide open layup. Now Jason Richardson on the other end, slowing down this Hornets offense as they're 1 minute and 50 seconds away from advancing to the finals here at the Fullerton College Classic. McCobb with another missed three-pointer and a rebound by Larman, and then a loose ball foul on McCobb after missing that three-point attempt.
This is a struggle that the Eagles have had. They've been leaving too many men open, especially McCobb, Meza, Richardson at times.
And McCobb now shooting from, continuing to struggle from three-point range. His last game he was shooting 20%, 1 for 5. And on the season, McCobb is 3 for 12, shooting 25%. So the statistics are starting to carry over game in and game out for McCobb.
And that's his 5th personal, so he'll be out of the ball game for the rest of this 1 minute 45 seconds. Reese will check in, so he'll join Stevenson, Kennedy, Richardson, and Rowan. Eagles will have Larman at the line, along with Sanders, Hyder, Ola, and who else is out there? That's Walton.
Larman at the line for his first of 2 free throws. Missing his first attempt. The rim's out as it hits the front of the rim and bounces out. And like I said earlier, Larman, a returner from last year, playing his high school ball. Where at, Julio?
Southwest Valley High School in Hemet. Quite a drive.
All right, and he makes his second attempt to cut this lead by 11 points. Hornets now taken out of bounds, full court. And there will be a holding call on before the ball gets inbounded.
A.J. Walton and Jason Richardson had a little scuffle trying to get closer to the ball.
A.J. Walton holding Jason Richardson as he's trying to get to the ball, and now Jason Richardson will be shooting a pair of free throws as they're in the double bonus here in the second half. With a minute and 40 seconds to go, Hornets leading 70-59 here at the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net.
Much better game for Richardson after going 4 for 10 last game with only 10 points and 1 rebound.
And Jason Richardson still continuing his hot streak at the free throw line, draining his first free throw to give his total point at 31 for the night for the Fullerton Hornets. Jason Richardson on second attempt is in, and now the Hornets leading 72-59 in the second half with a minute and 40 seconds to go. AJ Sanchez pulling up for a three, missing it short at the front of the iron, and a foul by Sanders.
And now with 1:37 to play, down by 13. 97 seconds, you're going to foul and try to put Fullerton on the line, and hopefully they miss these free throws. If they hit the first couple, you might want to call it a night and come back tomorrow to close out the tournament.
Akil Reese at the line for the Fullerton Hornets, shooting his first of 2 attempts and drains in his first one to give the Fullerton Hornets a 73-59 advantage here in the second half with 1 minute and 37 seconds to go. Hitting in his second one. A.J. Walton now taking it out for the Eagles, passing it in to Larman as Sanchez almost looking like he's getting the handoff, but doesn't. Now Sanders going one-on-one with a nice little crossover, fading away again and missing again from that fadeaway jump shot. Rebound by Stevenson, and now Jason Richardson controlling this offense, slowing it down as Coach Springer calls it off, telling his team not to foul anymore here with a minute and 12 seconds to go. And Jason Richardson is going to dribble it out for the Hornets, but there's still a shot clock going with 12 seconds to go, so they will still have to shoot up a shot. Stevenson powering his way in the paint, passing it out to Akil Reese, who drains in a three for the Hornets to give them 77 points on the night here in the second half with 51 seconds to go. Larman now dribbling into the paint for the Eagles, and Sanchez throws up a three and misses it again, but offensive rebound by Payne and throws in a nice putback layup.
Championship game tomorrow, Fullerton versus San Diego City at 1 p.m.
And that'll be the second matchup this year, third matchup in 5 games for the Fullerton Hornets this year. So maybe the Hornets are looking for revenge this time around, as this is going to be the third time they're playing them in 5 games. The game will be at 5 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be the championship game between the Fullerton Hornets and the San Diego City Knights here at the Fullerton College Classic on SportsNetUSA.net. And Jason Richardson now dribbling the ball out here as the Fullerton Hornets win 77-61 here at the Fullerton College Classic, advancing the Hornets to the championship game on SportsNet.